Dave, when you get a sec, can you turn on this light for me?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. This one. Like low. Yeah. Like the one in the hall. What? Oh yeah, sure. Like low.
Lower.
No. Hey Ash! Welcome. Like one dot more. I have Dave adjusting the lights. Setting up while people come in. I'll make this space, you guys. You could, thanks. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I know like the last few weeks have been a little bit crazy, right? There's been a lot going on. I really feel like the last few months have been kind of like, you know, it's the winter, the spring, that whole in the cocoon, getting ready to come out. And then I feel like we've been kind of like busting out of this cocoon more recently. June, that's going to be really like our time to plant the seeds and shine. So just like to talk about this new moon a little bit, it is a new moon in Gemini. It's going to happen on June 3rd. So that's Monday. So that means we have today, Friday, the weekend, to really start thinking about the things that we want to manifest. Really start setting our intentions and making our decisions on what seeds that we're going to plant for June 3rd. Hey Rebecca, thanks for joining me. So it's really, that's what this energy is right now, starting basically Saturday to Monday. So that's why I wanted to go on a little bit before the weekend so we could talk and I could get you guys ready and thinking and kind of like inspired. So that way by Saturday, you have a plan of what you're going to start planting. So it's a really good time if you're looking to manifest a new relationship, a new job, something health-wise, new house, new direction, new baby, whatever it is that your soul is ready for. This is the time to really start planting those seeds. And you know what? It might not necessarily mean just because you plant the seeds that you'll get it by, you know, July. It's saying you're planting the seeds. Think about if you plant a seed with a vegetable, you know, it's going to be a while before you can actually eat the vegetable, but you're planting that seed. So it's going to get the ball rolling. Hey, Lori Ann, thanks for joining. So I think that's really important. Like with the full moon, it's all about release. So hopefully with the last full moon, you guys focused on releasing things and letting go of the things that weren't pushing you to live your best life. And now with the new moon, we have that nice clear field ready to plant some new seeds. If you didn't release stuff with the full moon, let that be what seeds you plant. Is take this time, take the weekend to think about the things that you do need to let go. And if you plant the seeds of releasing for Monday, then by the full moon, that'll give you 2 weeks to really like accept it and let go and move forward. So then the full moon, I would say, would take about a month to really release and let go before you have that nice clean soil. So that's really important to let go before you can focus your intentions and plant whatever your dreams are. But doesn't mean you shouldn't start getting that ball rolling this weekend, whether it's to release or you feel like you've released everything there is and are ready to plant the seeds. So this new moon, it's all about new beginnings. Like I said, it's all about, Gemini is 2 different kinds of energy. It's the twins. So, you know, there might be intense energy. There might be really positive things. There might be some like less than positive things, you know, things that you're not excited about. But it's really up to us to focus our energy on the energy that we want to live. So if we're focusing on the negative stuff, you know, that's what we're going to be living in. If we're focusing on the things that we have to be grateful for, then that's what we're going to be living in. And that's what we're going to be attracting to ourselves. So anything in your life that might still be holding you back or blocking you or making you not feel that like 100% positivity, that's what I want you to start manifesting on, being able to let go in the full moon. I want you to start saying like, okay, I'm going to give myself 2 weeks to accept that I need to let go of this, you know, tie up any loose ends, so that way by July, you'll be ready to like start manifesting the good stuff. You know, you got to make room. If you feel like you already did that, then you're good. Set your intentions, write it down. I say use pencil. It's connected more to the earth. Write down anything that you want to manifest and draw into your life. If you have some good crystals for manifesting, use them. I love pyrite because it's a really like drawing in energy. I love green aventurine is great for good luck, success, abundance in anything. It could be money, but it could also be love and just like emotional fulfillment and positive things. So, you know, if you're into making crystal grids, write down what you want to manifest and put your crystals on it, and then leave it out in the new moon energy. You won't see that moon out there. It's not like the big bright full moon, but the universe will hear it. All right. I don't want to talk too much about the moon today because I really have been drawn all day long to do some live readings in here for you guys. So I kind of want to get right into it. I'm just going to put my crystals out first, and then we can go right to it. You know, that always takes a second. So while everybody's getting settled in, I'll just tell you, if you haven't watched my live videos yet, I'm going to do a 3-card reading for everybody that's watching. Even if you're watching the replay, meditate with me as I shuffle the cards, and this will apply to you too, whatever we get. So I want you all to start thinking about the things that you need to manifest, or maybe the things that you haven't fully let go of that you need to manifest releasing. I want you to think about the stressful things, the good things, any questions that you have. Have it all swirling up there in your third eye and start sending it to my deck. And then as soon as I'm done laying my crystals, we will get down to business. Put some quartz up there. And hello, everyone joining in. My phone is pretty far, so this is me reaching as far as I can. My phone's about another 1.5 feet from that, so your comments are a little bit far for me, but that's okay. I'll see what I'm supposed to. After I do this 3-card reading, if anyone's cool with it, if you have questions or need some guidance or clarity, and you don't mind it being on a public Facebook page, The Venus Moon, then hang in there and I will answer whoever the universe brings to me. It's really luck, because there's such a lag when I do this. So whoever comes through, I feel like they come through for a reason. All right, I got my crystals out. I got my quartz up here. So let's go ahead and shuffle together. Everyone watching, thank you so much for joining. Here, I'll give you a zoom in on my deck. Got the Rider-Waite-Smith. I love this deck. They talk to me. I actually haven't pulled cards out of this in 2 weeks now. I've been a little bit sick with allergies. My daughter's been sick with ear infection. Energy's just been crazy. So they've been my bag has been buzzing. Draw some cards. And I know it wasn't for me. I knew I had to come on here and do it. So everyone think, remember I just said, swirl it in your third eye. Swirl, send it. I'm going to shuffle, keep meditating and focusing, and then when I feel them click, I'll lay out our cards. So we're asking for some clarity and some guidance for this next new moon cycle from now, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then to get us through the summer as well. For the next year, whatever you think you want to tell us, we're open to it. If you do have any questions that you just want generally answered right now, feel free to post them and we'll see if they come up in this reading. Otherwise, hang in there and we'll pull some afterwards. Hey, Kim. I'm so glad you guys are here. Tammy, I don't know if I said hi. Megan Oliver, hello. Comments are scrolling by. But I'm feeling good with this right here. So if you haven't seen my 3-card readings yet, I do it kind of like past, present, and future, but that's a super general way to put it. It's more like the first card's to validate what's been going on, then what we need to get through, or any blockages, or just kind of like, yeah, what to get through in this next chapter, and then what we can expect once we get through that. All right, so let's jump right in. The first card, let's validate what's been going on for all of us. We have the Hierophant, a major arcana card. Funny because this is a 5. If you look up on the top, that's the V. 5, we're in the 5th month right now, right? May. So just right there alone, it's validating like we've been in May. Yeah, gotcha. The Hierophant is about kind of abiding to the rules. It's been telling us, you know, the last few weeks, we maybe haven't been able to fully like go balls to the walls with our own manifestations or our own big ideas, because there have been other values at play. Like for me personally, my daughter's been sick, so I've had to put a lot of things on hold and just kind of focus on like the traditional values. It also can mean that you've been sort of refocusing your values, maybe questioning your values or the traditional values, and seeking other directions that way. Whatever it is, it's telling you, you know, you haven't quite had the freedom that you've been hoping for the last few weeks. There's been things in place, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, someone else's rules, a strict boss or strict parents. Something's been kind of like, look, they got their hand up, like, hold on. So that's been kind of like what May's been like. We've just been playing by the rules, laying low, getting through. Hopefully June will be more about diving in. Hey, Matt. Okay, so that's what's been going on. Does that make sense to any of you guys? Send me a thumbs up. Again, it's a general reading. We could go way deeper personally for each person, but as a general description, that's kind of what they're saying. Next is our blockage, kind of what we have to get through to get out of this lack of freedom energy. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. So already, like, it tells me such a story. The Ace of Swords right side up, it's about, aces are very personal cards. And if you look, they're holding the sword in their hand. Swords represent a battle, but usually more of like a battle of logic. And the fact that it's the ace, it's a personal battle that you're going through right now. That's what you need to get through. You know, as much as we've been conforming to the values recently, this is telling us the main battle we need to fight is kind of in ourselves, especially because it's a reversed card. That even further takes it into ourselves. So have you been going through something health-wise, or even if it's relationship-wise, it's telling you need to kind of look inside of yourself and see what you need to change. It's almost like a puzzle that you need to solve yourself. You can't rely on other people to fix this blockage that you're going through. You're the only one that can solve this puzzle, because it's really something personal. It's that sword. It's a temporary thing that we're going to be going through. So that, remember, if you are just tuning in the beginning of the video, I was saying how it's a Gemini new moon. And it's kind of like a duality, the Gemini. There's going to be high vibe and low vibe aspects of it, like two different personalities in one. So this is telling us, you know, we need to focus on what we can control right now. We need to focus on the positive stuff, and take that sword in our hand and just go forward and solve the problem. But we need to first solve the thing in ourselves that could be holding us back before we fight the boss battle, if that makes sense. So whatever it is that you're focusing on, even if it's job, you know, maybe you need to revamp your resume. Maybe you need to be more proactive about putting out applications. Maybe, you know, if it's relationship-wise, it's something you need to like reevaluate in yourself. Is it worth the energy? Is it worth the fight? Is it maybe you are not totally right in it and you need to reevaluate that, like your whole perspective. But it's kind of about like taking responsibility, seeing what you can control in the situation, and that's the problem that we need to solve right now in order to get to whatever's coming next. Hopefully this is June. Hopefully this is this weekend. You know, we're going to fight this battle because it's temporary. Whatever this blockage is, it's temporary. So hopefully that means like we can get through it by the new moon. And if anything, maybe the new moon will be about manifesting a way out of it. But let's see what will happen once we can do this personal battle. Ah, I love it. King of Wands. Like it's such a strong card for us for the future, and it's perfect, and that's what I would want to see for myself for June and the summer, because again, the summer is about new beginnings. The King, it's a master energy. It's telling you, you know, it's like a leveling up kind of card. And the Wands, that's your projects, your action. You know, he's holding this one wand. That's like the one, you know, you're turning this sword. Whatever the battle is, you know, you figure it out in yourself first. And then you could turn it into a wand. And that's your magic wand. You make magic happen. So this is promising you, you're going to get your manifestations. You know, the things are going to come true. You just have to do a little bit of self-work first. So hopefully it clicks in you what you need. If you need a little bit more clarity on that, we could do, you know, personal readings together to find out more specifics on what you need to work on personally. But this is really calling us out, saying, you know, like, if you want to level up and get to that master energy and, you know, start seeing your project taking off or your manifestations blooming, just do that self-healing, self-work, you know, changing that perspective if you need to. This really, the swords, the blockage is about logic. It's not about emotion. So it's not about like, oh, but this is going to hurt so-and-so's feelings, or but this or that, you know, like it's like a scientist solving a problem. So you got to leave emotion out of it and just cut through the BS, get it fixed, get it done ASAP so we could get to this, you know, leveling up. So there you guys go. That was our first reading. Here, if you want to, I know there's a glare, but if you want to screenshot, I know some people like looking a little deeper into the cards. You could Google to go more into it, but you could like swipe the words away and screenshot if you want. Anybody have any questions? Can you guys send me like some thumbs up or heart so I know like this resonates with anybody? I definitely am feeling it. It makes total sense for me. I love that it goes right along with the new moon energy because it's about the new beginnings and the planting the seeds, you know. It's just clearing that little bit of stuff inside of us first. So I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to go into one-on-one readings. If anybody is interested, what I do, let me shuffle these back in. What I do for the one-on-one readings is I'm going to count to 3. Don't send anything yet until I count. But when I say 3, I want you guys to say a word, and I will tell you that word after I count. Lag is going to interfere. So whoever I see first on my end is going to be the person that I read. Now, when you're doing this, please understand that my Facebook page is public. So if your question's about your boss, if it's about your partner, if it's about, you know, anything personal, it's going to be out there for everyone to read. So if you don't want that, like, let's talk privately. If you don't care, like, let's go. Let's get this question answered right now for you. Thanks, Matt. All right. So anyone that wants to go, I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to say me. Predictable, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say me. So the first one I see on my end is going to get the first reading. It's going to be 3 cards just like this. Oh my gosh, yeah, I bet. King's not really a number either in the tarot, but I love that we got the 5 for May, and then a 1, which is kind of just telling you, like, it's personal. Take it in your hands, you know, be a leader, solve your problems. And Kim, congrats, you came through first on my end. All right, my love. Do you have any specific questions, Kim, for the deck? Do you want to give a general, like, title, career, love, family, blah, 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 money, or just kind of go with the flow and see what they say. If we go with the flow, it could be pretty general just like that and go over a bunch of different things. Up to you. I'm excited. I've been dying to read for you. I don't know if you can hear, I'm like a little bit congested, a bit congested. It is like majorly pushing pressure on my third eye and crown too, so not like there's static on the line, but I am being told to tell you she is here. Career, Kim says. All right, so let's ask a question about Kim's career. Kim, I'm gonna shuffle the cards. I want you to think about your career, think about anything else revolving around it. Send that energy to my deck. I'm gonna shuffle, and when you feel like it's right, I want you to type and say stop. And again, don't worry about the lag. I'll probably like keep going a couple times, but I'll see when I'm supposed to. Are you ready? I'm gonna shuffle, you say stop. Let's get Kim some clarity and direction for career. Okay, stop. See ya. Let's do this. Okay, so just like the last reading, first card should validate what's been going on. Then we're going to talk about any blockages or roadblocks, road bumps, and then what will happen after. So first, what's been going on career-wise for you? Or really just in general. Page of Cups reversed. So this is the Page of Cups. Let me backtrack a little. In the tarot deck, there is the face cards, just like in a regular deck of cards, except the Jack is split into the Page and the Knight. The Knight is like that charging forward, taking action energy, where the Page is more like naive, new beginnings, kind of unsure, just dipping their foot in the water. And the Cup suit is really about emotions, relationships, it's telling me you've been kind of like, and the fact that it's reversed is telling me it's more personal, because the Page could represent like a younger person in your life. That's the energy might represent like that naive new beginnings, which maybe that too, you've been focusing your energy into somebody younger with a new beginning, and that's been kind of where your focus has been. Or it could be in yourself, where you've just been kind of like emotionally stepping out of your comfort zone lately. The Cups is a very watery energy, so it's really telling me you've been just kind of like going with the flow, not really like charging forward like that Knight energy, really like testing the waters. Is that making any kind of sense to you? And also, if you want to dig deeper, we could pull more on the cards at the end to really get you more specifics. But hopefully that kind of validated a little bit about what's been going on. Next, we have your road bump. Another reversal. The Seven of Swords reversed. Let me get closer so you can see this card, because this is one sneaky card. You can see he's carrying 5 swords away, looking back over his shoulder. The 2 swords being left behind. And when it's reversed, again, it could be that personal. The reversal also can mean it's something that's been kind of going on for a while. I don't know if there is somebody in your life that you might you feel can be either taking advantage or has been maybe doing something sneaky. And especially like since your question was about career, I don't know if there's something like sneaky going on career wise, or maybe you're just not being as true to yourself since it's flipped more personal. Maybe, hold on, let me connect for a second and hear what I have to hear about this one. Okay, maybe some kind of trust issues going on. Like not necessarily even being that there is sneakiness, but because of past things that have happened, you might be having some trust issues or feel like somebody might not be trusting you to their fullest. I'm just trying to relate this career-wise. Let me know. I know like the lag kills me because I'll see your comment 5 minutes from when I'm saying this. Oh, thanks, Michelle. They actually like change colors. I need to get them done. If you're feeling career-wise like that there's like some kind of sneakiness going on or something that you shouldn't be trusting, or you're feeling like people aren't trusting you, that might be telling you your answer right there. You know, like you deserve to be around a secure, stable environment. You know, you deserve to be around people who understand you and appreciate you and don't question you or question your authenticity. It might be kind of vague, but hopefully it makes sense. But this is telling you this is the roadblock. This is something that is actually kind of standing in your way and that you have to face and get through. Very complex. I'm feeling that energy. That's why I'm like going in like 20 different directions with it, because even though it's so many different directions, I feel like there is so many different directions to this story. You know, there's so many different layers and people involved, and you know, something that we probably could do a whole hour-long reading just on this blockage, but this is just it addressing it to you and like calling it out and saying like, this is something that probably needs your attention before you can level up and either move forward in your career, or you know, maybe it's a misunderstanding that you just need to talk it through and then you can move forward. But you're not going to move forward until this energy is cleared up, unfortunately. Even if it's just you need to cut cords, or you know, we could talk more about it and find out some good ways to fix it, but something that they want you to hear. Hey Courtney, thanks for joining. All right, well, let's see what will happen, you know, once this big cluster bleep is solved. Another reversal. So the fact that it's 3 reversals, Kim, is telling me you're really going through some personal growth. And I like knowing a little bit of your story that I know, like I know you're on a spiritual journey. So that alone is part of it, you know, this whole leveling up and growing. But you're ready to like shed that cocoon and spread your wings out and be your butterfly. You know, this is a transformation time for you. From chaos comes clarity. From the ashes, right, rises the phoenix. So that's what's going on right now. If things might seem like chaos or, you know, craziness, that's how I've been feeling the last few weeks too. And I know it's a turning point for me. I know that craziness all had to happen for the clarity to come, you know, for me to see the clear path. So I explained all that because that really relates to this future card. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. We have Death reversed. And Death card is way scarier sounding than it is. It's actually one of my favorites to get. This is the 13th card in the deck. Death is about the death of an old cycle and new beginnings. It's about a transformation. And this is reversed. So this is a personal transformation. Whatever is going on, you might take on a whole new direction. I feel like I've been having this conversation with a lot of people lately, and I just feel like that's kind of the energy of this new moon and, you know, the summer is about changing directions completely, like closing, not just finishing a chapter in the book, but finishing that book and opening up a whole new one, starting a whole new one. So I really am feeling like you're gonna take on a whole new direction. I'm getting kind of like a more social aspect to whatever this direction is. Like networking is going to be a part of it, talking to people. I'm really feeling like that's something that will be good for you. Maybe it's healing, or maybe it's something totally different, like marketing or something like that. But I feel like it's going to be some kind of I'm like doing the. Can you tell I'm Italian? This is this is what I'm channeling in, is it's going to, wherever you come from this, you're still going to be like a social butterfly. You're going to be helping people and talking to a lot of people. But yeah, new beginning, new direction. So I don't know if there's something, you know, a job that involves that you could think of, that you've been thinking about. But I'm definitely getting that like networking, communication type of thing. Something like that you're going to have fun doing and that you get to kind of be a leader at. All right. So how is this sounding to you? You got 3 reversal cards. That doesn't happen very often. These cards are really calling you out and saying, first you need to do some self-work. You know, that needs to be the biggest thing that you think of. Kind of shift perspective a little bit. This weekend is a great time to do it. You know, if there's anything you still need releasing, then focus on that. Start planting your seeds. But yeah, new beginning coming. We could go deeper. So when I do a private reading, it's usually 10 cards, and it goes through everything, past, present, future. So if you ever want to do one of those, you know, let me know. We'll talk. But this is kind of like a general, just telling you right now, focus on what you need to fix in yourself. And I think that first reading was kind of saying that too. And watch out for sketchy people. That's like the roadblock. No time for that. All right, so I'm going to shuffle you back in. These cards all can be looked much deeper into. If you Google each one and kind of like look at their positions and what they mean as a reversal, they get really specific. So I'm going to do a few more personal readings. Again, these are public. If you don't care, then let's do this. I'm going to count to 3. And the first person that I see on my end is going to get the next reading. So when I say 3, I want you to say me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say me. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, Kim. I'm excited for your new beginning. All right, Rebecca Elliott, I see you. You came through first. The universe wants me to pull some cards for you. So Rebecca, do you have any specific questions or just kind of want general guidance, clarity? I'll probably do like 2 or 3 more after this. So hang in there. Anyone just tuning in, feel free to watch the replay too, because I did a general 3-card reading for everybody that's watching it, and it should resonate with everybody. Even if you watch the replay, you can meditate along and send your energy, and hopefully it'll give you some kind of direction. All right, so I'm just waiting for my lag to connect to me and Rebecca. All right, I see it. General guidance. Easy. All right, so Rebecca, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I want you to send your energy to them. Picture everything going on, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the stressful stuff, the things that you might need direction on or clarity, things that you might need answers on, whatever you're feeling. Send it to the deck. I'm going to shuffle you in. And when you're ready, say stop, and then we'll pull your cards. Okay, stop. I see ya. I did a flip too since we've been getting some reversals. I flipped half. All right. So we're going to do a general clarity reading for Rebecca. Just reading all of your names, I just want to say this, like seeing all these me's coming through, I feel connections to each one of you. Like, I want to talk to everybody. I wish I had the time. I wish I could like freeze time and we could just do readings all day, or like there's more of me to go around, because like each name that I'm seeing, I'm like, oh my God, but I got to tell them this or that, you know, like, so hopefully I can get a couple more in. I'll definitely aim for 2, but you know, if I'm feeling good, maybe we'll do a little bit more extra. But I also do one-on-one readings. If you want to message me, you can go on my website, thevenusmoon.com, to see like my pricing and everything. I do have a special going on right now, so check it out. The 3-card readings like this, if we do it online, it's only $11 right now. That's my special. And if we do a 10-card reading, that goes really deep and intense, and we do it online, that's $33. If we do them in my office down in Glendora, New Jersey, they're a little bit more, but we do a lot more in person. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time. Give yourself some time to like come play and talk and relax, and we'll talk about everything. All right. So, Jacqueline, hang in there. After I do Rebecca's reading, I'm going to choose another random person. All right, so let's jump into Rebecca's reading. Thanks for waiting. Let me take a sip too. Sorry. Let me keep you in suspense. All right. The first card that I'm going to pull is going to validate what's been going on for you. So you got a Major Arcana card, and this is the Hermit. The Hermit is a very introspective kind of card. It's almost like a self-isolation type of card, telling me that maybe the last either few days, weeks, months, you know, maybe even years for some people, you've been kind of like, when I say we've been in our cocoons the last few months, like I feel like you've literally been like cocooning yourself, like introspective, thinking, planning, taking time alone, maybe not socializing as much as you could be, maybe not stepping out of your comfort zone too much, and that's fine. Like, you are so allowed to do that. People need to do that. Like, I think that's so important. Hopefully you've been balancing it out with some good self-care routines while you do that, but it's definitely telling me like you've done the most growing the last few weeks when you've been in quiet and still and really had time to think and process and compute, you know. Even if it seems like you're just like watching a Netflix binge or whatever, that's still something you need to do, you know. Just because it might seem like you're not, you know, solving problems of the world, you're doing something by taking this time for yourself. You know, your body needs that, your mind needs that quiet and still and like security and comfort zone. So, all right, I'm glad. Oh, that's Jacqueline. Okay, how am I saying your name? Jacqueline or Jacqueline? I want to make sure I say it right. Hopefully that relates to you, Rebecca. If it doesn't, then it might be telling me that there's some kind of hermit energy going around you. Maybe it's someone else has been withdrawing and pulling away, and you've been dealing with that. But definitely telling me there's been some kind of like isolation or maybe pushing away. Hey, Jessie, thanks for joining me tonight. Make sure anyone just tuning in, check out the replay in the beginning, because I do a general reading for everybody. Virgo. I am a Virgo moon sign and Virgo ascendant sign, and my husband's a Virgo, and my daughter I think is a Virgo moon and ascendant also, or something like that. Okay, we're gonna do Jackie. That's easy. So we're all girlfriends here, so I like to make sure I say your names right. All right, so Rebecca, we could dive deeper in that if you need to at the end. I could pull more cards if you want, or we could talk one-on-one if you need more direction, or feel free to Google after this the Hermit card when talking about the past, and we'll definitely dive deeper and tell you more about what that message is. All right, so next we have your blockage, or what's kind of road bump do you need to get through to level up. That's what these readings are, is leveling up. All right, so this is interesting. You got 2 9s already. The Hermit is a 9, and now you got the 9 of Pentacles. This is our first Pentacle suit of the night. I get you. You're saying Virgo is Hermit. Hermit is Virgo. All right. 9 of Pentacles. Like, I love this card, and what a good roadblock to have, because this is telling you it's time to really dive into that self-care. Really, this summer is about putting yourself first. Go get that massage. Go get that pedicure. Go take a class, or go paint. Go to the beach, whatever it is that's going to make you feel that satisfaction. Step out of your comfort zone and allow yourself to do that, because I feel like that might be something that even though you've been doing a good job kind of taking time for yourself, you might not have been showing yourself as much love as you can be. So, take that nice bubble bath, whatever it is that's going to make you feel that emotional fulfillment. If you see the Pentacle suit is about security, stability, another Virgo suit, very grounded energy. So, ground yourself. This is a time to really get back in touch, go out in nature. This chick's holding a bird on her finger. So, if you want to go out and see if any birds will land on your finger, go hug a tree, something. Go out barefoot, ground yourself, get back in touch with Rebecca. That's your roadblock. That's kind of what's been missing from your life lately. Maybe you haven't been as nice to yourself as you can. Maybe you've been giving too much of yourself to other people. Maybe you've been spreading yourself too thin. This is telling you that it's time to love you first. Whatever it is, eat cleaner food, drink more water to detoxify. If you have any bad habits, maybe it's time to visit those and see where you could, release. But this is great. And you know what? You got 2 9s, and I'm really hearing that strong. Fall for you is when you're going to have your leveling up. But right now you need to focus on you first to get there. That's when your really new beginning, new book or whatever will start, is more towards the fall. So if there's something that you are manifesting on, manifest on yourself first, on loving yourself and kind of repairing any cracks and feeling whole and feeling secure and stable and doing what you can to feel like a freaking goddess, because you are, and you deserve it. Be your own best friend, be your own relationship, and after the summer, you're going to get your answer. You're going to get your level up. But this is a leveling up too, just more of a personal. So let's see, what's last? What will happen once you kind of do this? What will happen in the fall? All right, so this is the first reversal card. Another coins. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. And if you look here, we have someone kind of feeding the homeless. We have 2 beggars. They got the scale in their hands, talking about balance, finding balance and harmony. But this is really a charity kind of card, and it could go either way. The reversal energy is telling me you're going to have charity coming to you. Whether it's getting approved for a certain loan, or, I'm just really hearing money coming. So be open to that, you know, focus on yourself, and the universe is going to deliver. It's going to bring you that security and that stability once it sees that you're treating yourself nicer. So this card, this is the 6, and this is really telling you, like June is the 6th month. That's when you want to put the ball rolling towards this energy, you know, like when you are doing your manifestations or, you know, setting your intentions into something, make sure, you know, if money or even like any type of abundance or any type of security, it doesn't have to be financial security. It could just be like self, you know, confidence or health security, whatever it is though that you want that security in. Start manifesting on that now. When you're doing these self-care rituals, like the 9 is telling you to do, kind of have that in the back of your mind, like how is this going to help elevate me to live my best life? How is this going to help elevate me to attract more positive things in my life? How is this going to help me attract abundance and prosperity and success and security and all of that good stuff? I don't know if you're into crystals, but I have 2 that are really calling out for you. Carnelian, that's the one for self-care. It's connected to your sacral chakra, and it's just about like that self-love, reminding you to take care of yourself. It really just like amplifies that need to do that. It also helps inspire you to chase things that give you passion, that passionate feeling. And then also green aventurine, that one is the one, like think green, think money, success, abundance, good luck. Like I keep one in my wallet. When I go to the casinos, you know, I make sure I have that nearby. I feel like those 2 together will really be a power team for you. So if you're ever just like out in a crystal shop, I would keep an eye out. One's orange, one's green. Write them down. Why not? Come into my office if you're ever in South Jersey. I have a little crystal stand shop. All right, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of clarity. I think this is a great, you know, like what a great roadblock to have. It's not telling you there's going to be a battle or craziness. It's telling you, you know, self-love. Look on the bright side. Look at the stuff that's in your control. Look at the things you have to be grateful for instead of like the things that you don't have right now. And life will be good. And you'll become that like beacon. Like attracts like, right? So, you know, you'll be putting out this gratitude and this love, and that's all going to come right back to you. This Hermit energy you were previously putting out, like you could see that last card was like yellow and bright and sunny. This one's more like dark and cold and like isolated. So it's really just like shifting the energy, like telling you it's okay to still do, you know, if you want to kind of keep to yourself and stay in your comfort zone, that's fine, but do it in a nicer way to yourself. All right, so we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna count to 3, and the first person I see on my end that says me will go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, say me. Don't worry about the lag. I will see it when I'm supposed to. I will see exactly who I'm supposed to. All right, I see infinity first. Am I saying that name right? Infinity? See, it's like a little far, so that looks like it's what it says, but I might be reading it wrong. Sorry, Jackie. It's whoever's on my end. I trust the universe. It works every time. I can't question it. Like, I know the lag majorly messes with what I see, but it's what I've been doing for the last like 3 years, and I just trust it. But don't worry, I'm gonna hang around. I'll do a couple more after this. If you're meant to go tonight, it'll happen. If it doesn't come through tonight, first of all, watch the replay and watch the general reading, because that might be for you. And just trust the universe, because maybe there's a lesson you're meant to learn this weekend, and that's why we're not, you know, doing the reading right now, because there's still something that you, or maybe even me, need to learn so they could talk about it. So we're just gonna go with the flow. All right, so Infinity, do you have any questions, anything you want to specifically focus on, or do you just kind of want to go with the flow? Sorry, I keep sniffling, that's so gross, but talking a lot is not helping my allergies. All right, we're gonna wait for this lag. Okay, so guidance and clarity. So pretty general. We'll just see what kind of guidance they have for you. All right, so Infinity, I want you to focus on everything going on in your life, the good stuff, the bad stuff, the stress, the questions, the what ifs, past, present, future. Swirl it all in a big ball of energy in your third eye and send it to my deck. I'm gonna shuffle, and when you say stop, that'll be your reading. All right, ready? Tell me when to stop. And don't worry about the lag, I will see it when I'm supposed to. Let's get Infinity some guidance and clarity. Okay, stop, I see ya. All right. So just like the other ones, it's going to be a 3-card reading. What's been going on, any road bumps or blockages, and then what will happen. Anyone that's waiting for a reading, hang in there. I'll do 1 or 2 more after this. And if you don't get through tonight, feel free to message me and schedule a reading. We'll do an appointment. Those do cost money. Also, just so you guys know, if you are in South Jersey, I have some amazing events coming up. Next week at my office, we're doing yoga, Reiki, and readings. Like, so psyched about that. We have Jennifer Marinello Parks doing the yoga lesson, and it's all level yoga. And then as she's doing that, we have Bridget Papagano, the Essential Light Worker, president of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, going through and doing Reiki on everybody. So what a freaking honor to have those two in my space for my very first event. And I'm going to begin the night doing mini readings for everybody too, so we can set intentions, personal intentions for this leveling up that we're going to be doing that night. So psyched about that. Then the next week we have a psychic night, first psychic night, for amazingly talented, super different, gifted psychics doing their readings. That is going to be open to the public, but if you want to be guaranteed a reading, it's $30 for the ticket, and we only have, as of this morning, 10 tickets left. There might be less now. Then the next week I have Singing Bowl Meditation. So excited about that too, with Lucia DeSimone. So talented. That is literally going to take my conference room and just bring it to another dimension. So don't miss that. Super limited spaces. We have some classes coming up in July. Oh my gosh, just amazing things. So make sure you follow my page to stay up to date. I do have all the events listed on my, if you go to my thevenusmoon.com under schedule. All right, sorry to keep you waiting. Just have to do some like plugging in between, you know, all about the energy exchange. So Infinity, let's see what's going on with you. What's been going on? This should validate. Hopefully we'll connect. Ooh. Hey, Jennifer. We're doing Infinity's reading right now. And the first card we got to validate what's been going on is kind of a heavy one. This is the 5 of Pentacles. And if you look at this card, you can see there is 2 very wounded people out in the snow. It is kind of like a victim card telling me, you know, you might have been going through some heavy stuff recently, or just been around that kind of like heavy energy. I always think like in this window is, you know, the family having their nice big feast, and these two guys are just like thrown out in the snow, kind of forgotten, felt cast aside, felt maybe like looked over. So I don't know if there's an aspect or maybe more than one in your life. Maybe this is a pattern that's happened more than once in your life, where you've just kind of been feeling like, you know, cast to the side and left out in the cold to fend for yourself. You know, this one guy is on crutches, like hobbling along. So does that energy kind of relate to you, to what's been going on? And if so, I'm so sorry, sending you some light. But the good thing with this card is it is the past, you know, just because, you know, it might be happening right to this second, but we could shift the energy going forward. It doesn't have to keep going. So if we can identify it, hopefully we can move forward from it. Okay, it connects. So hopefully I don't need to get too into detail on that one. You kind of get what it's talking about. And the rest, the more important part is the future, you know, the roadblock to get through, and then what will happen, what you can expect. But if you ever want to talk more about, you know, this stuff, it is hard, and it is, you know, the fact that the Pentacles are about your security and your stability. You know, you might not be feeling that lately. You might not be feeling super secure and stable, and it's probably more like external things than internal. You know, like other people may be the reason that you're feeling this way. But at the end of the day, you still have a control of how that stuff affects you. So let's see what you need to get through it. We got a reversal card, so some self-work, the Fool. So this is another new beginning, but if you look at this one, this Fool is just standing out on a cliff with his little knapsack, looking up to the sky, maybe singing a song, just kind of going with the flow, letting the universe, you know, take them to their path, trusting the universe and the synchronicities. You know, sometimes, again, like this crazy, like unfair, bad stuff happens, but it might, maybe you wouldn't be where you are right now with this opportunity in front of you if they didn't push you there. I was fired from a job in the past. I'm only telling you, I feel like this might be a little relevant. I was fired from a job that I was 100% sold my soul to. Like, this was all I could ever see for my future. This is, you know, I pictured the rest of my life, my path with this job. So when they fired me, I was devastated. It was, my work shattered. I didn't know what to do. I literally like went into hermit mode for a couple of months. I didn't leave my apartment. It was really hard. But looking back, it had to happen. I wouldn't have quit that job. I wouldn't be Venus Moon right now. You know, I'd still be at Sephora selling in New York City or whatever on that path. And that's not where I was meant to be. So, you know, other things happened. I was in a car accident, and I know that was meant to happen then, because the things that came after that, it just, the puzzle pieces all fell into place. So even though this stuff might be inconvenient, that's really all it is. You know, in the grand scheme of things, we have control of our lives. We're not victims. You know, we can't stay victims forever. We have to be powerful and be strong. And that's when we level up. So that's what this Fool is doing. It's saying, okay, I have this freedom. I have these opportunities in front of me. And it's like a new beginning card. It's a new perspective. It's a new energy shift. This is telling you that's your blockage, is really, you know, to get out of this. Because this is no way to live. This is not a card that I would want to stay in for more than, like, you know, a year is way too long. Anything longer than that, like, time to go. Anything less than that, like, good. Move out of it quickly, though, because it's not fair to yourself to stay in there. So it's telling you it's time for that new beginning. And for you, it's not giving you a specific right now. It's telling you, like, you're in control. And you get to decide what you want your new beginning to be, you know. whether it's like just an emotional new beginning, whether it's a self new beginning, whether it's career or moving or family or love or whatever sounds good to you. It's telling you to start manifesting on it, but maybe you haven't really like narrowed down on it, and that's why it's not giving you a specific. You know, it's telling you like, look around, make a list of all the things that sound good. Maybe picture yourself in 5 years from now, like living your best life. And this card, this roadblock is telling you like, it's time to kind of find your direction. What can you start doing tomorrow to get you to that path, to get you to that best life in 5 years, you know? So it's definitely not staying here. It's not waiting for these people to let you in, because these people are probably selfish and probably not thinking about you. So you gotta take it into your own hands. Like, this is just living their best life. And that's what your spirit guides around you want you to do, is take your life into your own hands and just trust the universe that the bad stuff that's happened, it's happened and it's in the past, and you can't change it, but you can't let it control your life forever. You let it be fuel to your fire. So let's see what will happen once you kind of get this energy shift. Let this weekend be it. Start manifesting it for the new moon. Energy shift, prioritize, like narrow it down to what you want your direction to be, and that could be what you start manifesting for Monday. So what will happen? Hey, Catherine. The Emperor. This is what will happen. The Emperor it's a powerful card. It's a control card. It could represent you, or it could represent another person, like an authoritative figure in your life, whether it's a boss, husband, whoever, parent, or it could just be that like controlled, masterful energy in yourself, that authoritative energy in yourself, that taking control and sitting in your throne and holding your, he's holding his staff in his hand. He's got a little apple in his other hand. I hope that's what it's telling you, is that you're going to be feeling much more secure. Here you're, in the past, you've been kind of putting your security into how others are making you feel, where now it's telling you you're going to take the control back. That's going to be part of this shift, and part of like the new direction for you is about you taking control. And if there is someone that comes to mind when I say authoritative figure in your life, then that might be a big part of the next chapter. Once you figure out your direction, this authoritative figure might be majorly in play. So it might just mean like opening up communication with them, or like being clear with your intentions with them, getting them on the same page as you, so that way you're a team and not like butting heads. What do you think? Hopefully that made some sense. I know this lag is not fun. I see your comments way after you send them. Hopefully disconnected. If you have any more questions, this is your chance to swipe away the words, screenshot. You could Google each card deeper, or you can message me later. We could talk about them. But just so you guys know, I channel in, and then it channels right away. So if you just message me later and you're like, oh, hey, I have questions about my reading. What did the first card mean? Like, chances are I'm not going to remember what any of your cards were, or anything that we talked about. It's just, I'm just the channel. I just download it and send it. All right, Infinity, hopefully that connected to you. I'm going to shuffle you back in. Let me get closer so I can read some comments. Hi, Patricia. I am going to choose another person. All right, Infinity, you know what? The first two were so true. The last one, you might not know because it hasn't happened yet, but it'll come into play. It'll make sense, hopefully by next week, if not by the end of the summer. All right, so what I do, Patricia, is I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to give you guys a new word to say, and the first one that comes through on my end is going to be the one that gets the reading, the next reading. I trust the universe. The lag screws it all up, so you guys come through all wonky. I just trust it and see the first person. All right, so I want you guys to send me an emoji when I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Send an emoji. Whichever you choose. First one I see gets this next reading. All right, I see Lisa first. Lisa Pero. Pero. Might not be good with pronunciation. All right, I think I got one more in me after Lisa's. If you're just tuning in and you didn't get a reading, make sure you watch the replay, because in the beginning I do a 3-card reading general for everybody. Just meditate along, and I promise it should resonate with you. And then if you want to do private readings, my prices are on my website, thevenusmoon.com. Just check them out and let me know if you're interested. All right, Lisa, do you have any specific questions, or just kind of want to go with the flow? I've been through so many classes and like listened to so many podcasts, and they always say like, the worst readings you do is when people say go with the flow. To me, I feel like that's some of the best, because sometimes you don't need a specific question. Sometimes you just need to see what they say. So I know not many readers do that, and they like you to get specific, but it'll be good. It'll hopefully make sense. And again, this future card for some people might not be super clear, but that's because it hasn't happened yet. Okay, we're going to go with the flow. Lisa, just take that as a measure of the lag of when you said go with the flow to when I just confirmed that I saw that message. So you know there is lag, but don't worry. It's all going to happen when it's supposed to. All right, so I want you to focus on everything. Think about the past, present, future, what's been going on, any worries, any questions, any clarity or guidance that you need. I want you to swirl it all in your third eye, and I want you to send it to my cards. Jesse, I can't wait to. Actually, I have to give you some homework. I can't forget. Tomorrow morning I will, if I don't remember tonight. All right, so Lisa, I'm shuffling your cards. I want you to meditate, think about everything, and say stop when you're ready. Okay, stop. Lisa, I have to ask. I try so hard when I do these live readings not to channel like mediumship stuff, but this guy's persistent. So I have to ask, do you have a guy with you? A younger guy, like I don't feel like grandfather energy. I feel like dad, or maybe even like a friend or older brother. There's a persistent guy here, and if he's not with you, he's definitely somebody we'll go into your reading, and yeah. If I've been seeing you like distracted since I picked your name, that's why. So whoever this guy is, I don't know if there's a George, like that's the name that I keep hearing. So I'm gonna pull the first card. It is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You have 2 on the other side. The first card that I'm going to pull represents the past. It's going to validate what's been going on. So we have another page card tonight, the Page of Pentacles. So I don't know if you heard me talking earlier about the pages. In the tarot deck, there's the face cards, just like a regular deck of cards, but the Joker, or the Jack, is split into two. The Page, well, the Knight, who's like charging forward, taking action, and then the Page, who is more naive, unsure, stepping out of their comfort zone, new beginnings. And this page is holding the Pentacles, which represents your security, your stability. It could be career, it could be health, something kind of that you can control. It could be home, like moving or something like that. But it's telling me that's kind of been what you've been working on, is a new beginning in one of those things. Does that make any kind of sense to you? All right, I'm going to keep moving forward. If it doesn't make sense, let me know. We can talk a little bit more about it. But that's definitely like the basic bottom line of this card, and what it's talking about is saying that you've been in a new, kind of taking a new direction, stepping out of your comfort zone lately. Okay, yes, I see it. All right, so the next card is what you need to get through right now to get to the next step. So it could be a roadblock, or just, you know, what will happen the next few weeks. The Chariot, one of our major arcanas. So the Chariot, this card is a 7. 7 to me is talking about, you know, through July is when you're going to have this energy. Probably till August is when you're going to feel more like calm waters. But the Chariot is definitely about pushing through. It's talking about the external influences, the things out of your control that are going to feel like they're coming at you, probably from like all different angles. It's just telling you, you got to keep pushing through. You can't let it get you down. You can't, you know, take, wow. They really want to talk to you, honey. Is there, okay, wait. So I just have to show you this too because it's funny. Like if you look at the bottom of the Chariot, I know it's blurry, I'm sorry. But there's the two guys. That's like, that, I feel like that's them. Like knowing that they're with you always, you know, they're going to help. They're always going to have your back, and they're always going to help to protect you. And they're not going to let anything come in your way that you can't handle. So you can't feel discouraged if you get another curveball or something seems to not be going right, because it might be going exactly as it's supposed to be. So you just got to keep doing your best. You know, you just have to, as long as in your mind you know that you're trying your hardest and you're doing your best and you're being honest and putting out good energy, that's all that matters, you know. And I feel like it's just continuing this story, you know, this new beginning, and it's telling you that those new beginnings can be a little bit rocky and a little bit hard until you really find your footing and your comfort. So it's telling you, just keep charging forward, keep pushing through, don't give up, you know, don't doubt yourself, don't doubt what's going on. Trust the universe that they're gonna put you exactly on the path that you're supposed to be on. This is definitely an external influences card, telling me that the things that are going to be coming your way, or that you might even be going through right now, are definitely things that are out of your control, you know, like, but you need to focus on what is in your control in this situation, and it's how you deal with it and how you get through it. So goes right back to that first reading I did, where it's about focusing on the positive things of every day and not letting the like things that seem less positive even like wasting a minute of energy on them, because they're not going to get you to that next, you know, level of your life. It's not a bad thing. It's a heads up telling you, you know, you got this. Just keep pushing, keep going, like the little engine that could. like not really a time to just like sit back and let's see the next card. So the next card is what will happen. Probably more towards August and towards the fall. The Ace of Wands reversed. So the Wand suit is all about taking action, projects, even like spirituality it could be. And the aces are personal, and when it's reversed, it's personal. So this is really telling me that once you get through this, you might, so the aces also are like a new beginnings too. So even though you're in a new beginning right now, it might feel like a whole new beginning starting towards August and the fall. Like, and that new beginning could just be feeling like you're holding that wand, like you're actually, your projects are more coming to life, you know, like you push through all the stuff, so now you can hold that wand and like conduct your orchestra how you want to. Just have to push through to get there, to get to that point where you're in more control and don't need to, it won't seem so much like things are coming at you, you know, like you'll have a little bit more freedom and like a little bit more creativity, and even like spirituality wise, like maybe it's going to be a time where you feel like you're just more connected spiritually. Again, that one's the future, so it might not make 100% sense, but very interesting that you're really in a time, this is telling me, of new beginnings. Like this summer for you is going to be very busy and very like moving forward. So hopefully that makes some sense to you. Oh, just so you guys know, I also do crystal prescriptions. They are pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. So what that is, it's $25. Send me a message. We will do a little consultation. I'll ask you some questions. I'll send you a quiz to fill out. And the quiz is nothing about crystals, but it connects me to your energy really well. I'll intuitively pick you out about 7 crystals. Some people get more. That'll really help you with what you're doing. So in your consultation, we'll talk about everything that's going on, the things you want to manifest or work on, or like any aches and pains or healing that you need. And I'll put you together a really nice toolkit. And then with this toolkit, I will give you like a really good description of each crystal, how to use them. And then I also will pull you do a little reading for you too, and add that into your little like pamphlet that I send you with your crystals. So that is an option if you guys want, if you need like an actual physical tool to help you on this journey that you're on. I have some amazing super high vibe crystals in my office. I charge them all the time with energy, with different really cool techniques and modalities. So if anyone's interested in a crystal prescription, that's a little bit about them. Yeah, I love them. Okay, no, I'm not leaving yet. I think I'm gonna do one more. All right, so I'm going to shuffle this one back in. You know what, Kim? I didn't schedule my next crystal class yet. I want it to be soon though, probably in July. Once I schedule, I have a few other people doing classes at my place. So when I have a free week, maybe I'll schedule one in between, because I definitely want to do another one. I felt like I have really good information to share. My first one, it was my first one, but I have some really cool things that I want to add to the next one. I want to make it more interactive, and I have some things up my sleeve for it. So yeah, hopefully in July, maybe August. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. I'm just like appreciating and loving you all, sharing your energy with me. All right. So let me think. Jackie's saying this time. Sorry. When I get quiet, it's not being awkward. I mean, it's being awkward to you guys, but there is a lot of, you guys are a lot of energy, and you have a lot of energy around you, and they all want to talk to me. Oh my gosh, what was I just going to say before I was distracted? Grandma. And then, okay, I have to say this because whose dog has been running around me all night, like a little black dog. I say little, but because it's kind of like knee height, I guess, is what I'm feeling, but it's like busy, this dog. All right, so I'm gonna count to 3, and the first person that I see that says star is gonna get this next reading. 1, 2, 3, say star. Just so you guys know too, I also do online readings. Like, so if you do my online readings, it's the 3 cards is $11. The 10 card, like super intense one, is $33. And that one's great because we don't have to be face to face. Neither of us need to be wearing pants. It's all through chat. I send you tons of pictures. Everything is like saved in your chat history, so you could always go back and reread it, and you know, when we do our next reading, you can go from there. Joanne, I saw you first, by the way. Good night, Jackie. It just wasn't meant to be tonight. It's not smart. It's not. It just, tonight wasn't the night. We'll see. Go through this weekend, girl. I want you to like focus on, you know, planting those seeds this weekend. And then we'll see. Then your reading will happen when it's supposed to. Okay. So Joanne, do you have any specific questions that you want to ask? Any kind of like focus you want into this reading, or just go with the flow, general sort of thing? So anyone just tuning into, Monday is the new moon. New moons are about planting your seeds, manifesting, setting your intentions. So I really want you all this weekend to focus on the things that you want to manifest. You know, if it's career, if it's relationship, if it's health, if it's you need a new car, if you want to move, you know, fertility, stuff like that. This is the time to really start planting those seeds. And like I said earlier, you know, like you don't plant a seed and then eat the fruit right away. You're planting that seed, and then maybe by the fall is when it will come true. But this is a good time to really start focusing that energy on setting your intentions and kind of choosing, zooming in on where you want to set that energy, like where you want to, what seeds you want to plant first. And really being mindful is important too, like you know, making sure your energy is positive and full of gratitude and love when you're putting in your intentions, and not setting selfish intentions is very important. All right, so Joanne, we're doing a general reading. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I want you to think about everything going on. Send your energy to my deck. Think about past, present, future, the things that you want to manifest, the things that need to release, any roadblocks. Good night. My husband's going to bed. Anything stressing you out, anything you need clarity on, send it to my cards. I'm going to shuffle, and you tell me stop when you feel ready. see ya. All right. Oh, this top one is jumping. So what's been going on with you? This first card is going to validate. So you have the Three of Wands. We're really all in like a turning point right now. I feel like we're really all either in the middle of a new beginning or working on a new beginning. This is telling me that you have been kind of working on like finding your direction. The Three of Wands, like you can see, there's the two sturdy wands planted behind you. The wands again are about actions, projects, like movement. So you have the two sturdy wands behind you. That tells me you have probably a good support system. Or at least things that are secure in your life that you don't really have to focus too much energy into, and they're going to come through with you wherever you go or support you wherever you go. But then you're holding this third wand in your hand and looking out into the open, like what's next. So I don't know if you've been kind of looking around for what's next, looking out for a direction, or maybe have the path in mind and have been, you know, moving towards it. But it's been telling me that there's been some kind of movement with you recently, whether it's been the last few weeks, months, over the last year. Definitely, whether you've moved, whether you changed jobs, whether you traveled recently, whatever it is, you've been just kind of like on a changing path, if that makes any kind of sense to you. So let me know. Again, if it doesn't make sense, we can go back a little bit deeper into it. It could even be saying you've been on kind of like an emotional journey. Whatever it is, there's been a journey. Okay, she's been looking for that journey. So that makes sense. That's why he's looking and not actually like on it. Aw, Megan, I'm glad I got to be one of the first ones. When I do the full readings, it goes so much more in depth too. Those are really cool. Maybe one night I'll come on and pick one person to do a full reading for, so you guys can see. All right, so you've been looking for direction. Let's see what maybe blockage has been in your way that might be preventing you from seeing that nice clear path in front of you. The Knight of Swords. Well, this card is all about taking action and jumping through, moving forward. It's really about cutting through the BS. Like I said a few times earlier, in the tarot, the Jack is split into two. There's that innocent, new beginnings, naive page, but then there's this Knight energy, and this Knight is the like jumping in of all of them. If you look at him, he's really charging forward. The Knight is all about taking action, moving forward, going through, and that sword suit is also about, you know, it's telling you there might be like a battle around you, but more of a logical battle, something that you need to solve by leaving emotion to the sides, because emotion will definitely steer you in the wrong direction when you're solving this problem. It could also trip you, you know, when you're thinking about this one's feelings or that one's going to be upset or whatever, you know, like that'll trip you up a little bit. So this Knight's telling you cut emotion out of it. You know, maybe it has something to do with this path. Maybe you're thinking of going in this certain direction, but you're worried about what this one's going to think or what that one's going to say or how this one's going to be affected. So this card's telling you to really look at it logically. Like, what is the clearest and most direct way to solve the problem or to like cut through to the next part, you know? When I think about logic and, you know, the whole finding direction too, I think it's really important to prioritize your life. And this is something I say a lot because it is really important. If you haven't done it, is that whole, well, definitely visualizing your life 5 years from now, living your best dream life. You know, for me, it's like sitting on the beach, drinking out of a coconut, sunshine and blue water. It could happen, right? What do I need to start doing right now to make sure that I get that best life? So for you, whatever that best life is in 5 years, this is your chance to really, you know, cut through any illusions around it, cut through any emotions around it, cut any like cords tying you down, and logically look at what you need to do to get there. If it's job, if it's moving, if it's, you know, whatever it is, let that be the path that you take. If you want to throw any specifics on top of this, you are more than welcome to. But hopefully this is kind of like connecting and you get where it's going with this advice. But we could get real specific. If you do have a specific like thing in mind that you're wondering about, like I can get specific. Yeah, I definitely can see that. This is giving you permission. This is telling you, you know what, you like not moving forward. Sure, it's the safe thing, but you'll never know if you don't try, right? There's infinite paths and possibilities in front of you. Nothing's set in stone, but this is really telling you, you know, like you can't succeed or fail by staying still and wondering and worrying. You know, you could just, like, if you want to live your best life, you're allowed to, and you should, and you shouldn't let anything stand in your way. So, but this is telling you, like, be smart about it and really think it through and make a plan. Hey, Stacy, thanks for joining me. This is telling you, though, that, like, now is the time to plant those seeds. And once you can take action and make that jump, make that leap, it's going to be a whole new book for you, too. A whole new beginning is on the other side of this. And actually, that's what this next card is going to tell us. What will happen once you make that jump? Take that action. Because here you're, like, thinking about it. Now it's telling you, like, that's your roadblock, is that you're hesitating and you're putting it up. But, you know, if you plan it right and you cover your trail, you know, like, really plan things out money-wise and just get everything in a row so you're nice and secure. You know, all the things that you can control, as long as that's all okay, you're good to go forward. So what will happen once you take action? Another Six of Pentacles in the future. So the last Six of Pentacles was reversed, where yours is right up. So to talk a little bit about this card again, the first word that comes up is charity card. Whether it's you're the one that's going to be in the position to help others, or somebody, you know, either somebody helps you or like a loan or something like that, it's telling you as long as you're open to it, it's going to happen. The person who's helping the people is holding a scale. So it's really about like harmony, finding the balance, not being too proud to know when to ask for help, or to say like, we could do it if we ask for help. And asking for help doesn't need to be from a person. It could be from the bank or from whatever, you know, or for a raise. But it's about that energy exchange too. So making sure, you know, like you're giving back in ways that you can too. Maybe not to the person helping, but maybe, you know, going to a charity or donating stuff, donating time or old clothes or whatever. You know, like when you're being charitable, you're going to get that charity back to you. So just to like tie them all together, I really feel like the future could go either direction, whether it's saying once you take action, you're going to get that ball rolling to get that extra money that you need to, you know, take that next step. Or if it's saying maybe the action that you need to take is going to be more about how you can help other people. Maybe it's healing people, or maybe it's, you know, a way to give back to the community. Maybe that's a direction that you're meant to look into, is more about like, how can you help other people? But whatever it is, I really feel like this night, I know he's got a glare, but he's telling you to think big and take action, and don't worry. You can't fail. Even if you manifest this one specific thing and you're manifesting, setting this intention, and it doesn't work and you don't get exactly that one thing, trust it, because there might be something coming right after it. Like, you were meant to get exactly to that point to get to the next thing, you know, to be open to whatever's coming from it. So just trust the universe and trust your own intuition and your instinct and go forward, right? Why keep waiting? No one's gonna take charge for you. Only you can live your best life, because everybody else is worrying about living their own best lives. Joanne, you definitely should come on by. The June 12th event, that's a Wednesday night, and that is going to be open to the public. So even if you don't get a ticket to get a reading, you could still come by for free that night. You know, come meet me. I'll be out in the lobby. I'm just going to be the hostess that night, you know, getting everybody back to their readers. And then I'm also going to be doing mini readings on the fly too, in between, helping people. I have my little shop there. We have some other entertainment going on. We're going to have refreshments. That's going to be a really fun time to come by if you want. Otherwise, make an appointment to come see me. We do all kinds of fun stuff in there. All right, but I hope this kind of gave you some direction. Again, this Six of Pentacles, it's in the future, so it might not be something you necessarily considered yet, but take note. If something comes to mind, you know, be open to it. Or if something comes up, be open. All right, you guys. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all for hanging in there. If you didn't watch from the beginning, make sure you watch the replay, especially if you didn't get a reading and you have some questions. I do a general reading in the very beginning. So that's for everybody. Just meditate along, ask your question, and hopefully that'll give you the answer you need for right now. And then if we're meant to do like a one-on-one reading, maybe yours is meant to be more private. Maybe it'll be more personal. Maybe you're meant to do a 10-card reading. Maybe you're just meant to learn something this weekend or this week, and that's why we didn't talk yet, because, you know, there's still some pieces of the puzzle that you're waiting on. So don't be discouraged if we didn't connect tonight. Trust me, like, I am feeling all of your energy. I'm feeling all of your loved ones on the other side in spirit. They are all here with us. I have grandmas, grandpas, dads, moms, pets, lovers, like past life people. There's energy all around you guys. So just know that you're all loved and you're all here for a reason. Be open. This is something that they're really being telling me about. Be open to the signs around you, especially this weekend with the new moon energy coming. It's going to be a little bit of more like thinned veil between the dimensions. So be open. Spirit really works through the elements: water, fire, wind. That's why, you know, the butterflies are so common, because they're controlled by the wind. So might not necessarily be the butterfly, but it might be being sent to you by them. Electricity, you know, the lights flickering. Music, they might play you a song. Be open to your messages from the loved ones on the other side, because they're around you. They're there for you. If you have questions, talk to them. You know, maybe it's time to make a cup of coffee for yourself and an extra one for the person that you're wanting to connect to on the other side, and, you know, sit down and talk to them and be open to their responses. You know, put on the radio and see what they have to say, or just look around, because they will talk to you in the weirdest ways, but you will miss it if you're not open to it. So this is a good weekend to really pay attention to who's around you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Sorry, I'm shaking the thing. I should be back on for a full moon reading in 2 weeks. And yeah, check out my website if you want to know more about my services that I offer, and check out the schedule section to keep up to date on my classes. Make sure you like and follow this page. If you think, if you like what you saw tonight, feel free to leave a review. That's going to help other people connect to me too. I hope I see you guys in my office at some of my events. If you're in South Jersey, come visit me. Well, we have fun. Yep, they're here. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was random. All right. Good night, everybody.